Have you ever heard about children who murder and wonder how could they possibly have that much evil stored in them that early? Could they have been born that way? Or did the troubles of their early years turn them into monsters? This episode will leave you with more complex questions after you hear about the 14-year-old girl who planned and executed the murder of her own mother and little sister with her 14-year-old boyfriend. Hey, it's Genevieve and welcome to Mystery Digest, where every Sunday I cover true crime cases, paranormal cases, and other mystery-related content. How are you guys? I hope everyone is doing okay, at least. I hope no one's currently, considering jumping off of the highest point available to them. I'm back. Yay, I'm back. Don't die. Thank you. If you're new here, hello. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. The horrors of this episode hails from Lincolnshire, England, where a toxic couple of two 14-year-olds commit double murder and planned for a double suicide, as couples do. So today we'll be looking at the details of the case, the lives of both these killers, the murder of a classmate's father that inspired such violence, and the details of their trials. This story starts on Facebook on May 25, 2015, after Lucas Markham, the troubled boy with anger issues, found out that Kim Edwards, the angsty teen that tried to run away from home multiple times, fancied him. They got together and quickly bonded over their shared view of the world that everything is shit and it's all going downhill from here. Their relationship quickly turned intense and toxic, and it's the perfect recipe for that. Luke was known for having anger issues and problems regulating his emotions. He was living with his alcoholic father, and Kim had a strained relationship with her mother that included a lot of interference from social services. She said that she felt like her mother favored her little sister more than her, and felt like she was a train wreck compared to the angel of a sister she had. Elizabeth, that's Kim's mother, called the pair a ticking time bomb waiting to go off, and boy was she spot on. At one point during their relationship, Luke had to be moved from the school that they were attending together to another one, and Kim's response was attempted suicide. She tried to overdose on pills because she felt useless and she couldn't help her boyfriend. After a particularly nasty fight with her mother, that ended with her mother yelling at her, saying that she'll end up just like her father, she snuck out to go visit her boyfriend's house, where they barricaded themselves in his room. She spent the whole night there. She came back home the next morning to her stuff being packed up to give away and some being given to her little sister. That very same day, she started plotting the murder of her mom and sister. Do you guys think that that was the appropriate response to Kim sneaking out to go spend the night with her boyfriend? Or do you guys think the mother overreacted? You guys can kick up that debate in the comments because I really want to know. A classmate and former friend of Lucas lost his father earlier that year very violently. His father confronted a group of teen gang members to confront them about some damages they have done to his property. In response, he was brutally beaten to death with a metal pole. However, the gang members weren't charged for the murder. Lucas became really interested in the case and would ask his friend lots of questions about what happened. He quickly formed an unhealthy obsession with the details of how the gang members got away with the murder. I wonder why. On the night of April 13, 2016, Lucas Markham took the 30-minute walk to his girlfriend's house and knocked 3 times on a specific window. This was to signal Kim that he was there. She quickly and quietly let him in the house with a bag of knives that she told him to bring. She was actually looking forward to killing her mother. It was an idea that made her really excited. But she said she didn't mind her sister, but she had to die because if we left her behind, she'd find mom and be upset. Perfect reasoning skills. I see this girl is killing the game. The original plan was to have Kim use one of the knives and stab her mother to death, then have Lucas murder her little sister. But when Lucas asked her that night, "Are you sure you want to do this?" She let him do both of the murders. Kim watched as Lucas tiptoed into her mother's room, knelt beside her, and pinned her face down with a pillow, then proceeded to stab her mother to death for about 10 minutes straight. At one point, she accidentally grabbed her mother's dying hand, thinking it was Lucas's, before rocking back and forth on the floor, repeatedly saying, "It'll be over soon, it'll be over soon." "Then why'd you kill your mom?" She told the police how she could hear her mother gurgling and watched her legs kick out, with blood splattered on the walls, the bed, and the floor. She decided she didn't want to be there for the killing of her little sister, and so she stayed outside the door. Lucas then crept into her little sister's bedroom, smothered her with a pillow, and stabbed her twice in the neck. She heard her sister screaming, "Get off," in a croaky voice, before Lucas came back out the door with blood all over his hands, his jumper, and his face. This whole case is several levels of screwed up. This next part, it's so off-putting, but at the same time, it makes so much sense. It is within character, is what I'm trying to say. Kim then ran a bath for the both of them, as she had planned to do before, because she doesn't like the smell of blood. They washed together for 20 minutes. She then got dressed in minion pajamas, covered her little sister's dead body, and dragged her own mattress downstairs. The couple enjoyed multiple servings of ice cream, ate toasted tea cookies together, watched 4 movies out of the Twilight saga, and had sex. 2 dead bodies upstairs, and they're downstairs having a date. The Twilight movies they watched is actually where the media took the Twilight murderers from, where they got inspiration. But here's the thing. They originally planned to, after the murders, to commit suicide. They already had their suicide note written. It was already planned. It said, and I quote, "I want Lucas and my ashes scattered at our special place. From Lucas and Kim. We don't give up anymore." But they said it just didn't happen. Why couldn't they just didn't kill her mom and sister? I don't know. Lucas's mother had reported him missing that morning, and at around 5:10 p.m., she came by the house and knocked on the door. So Lucas and Kim just turned off the TV and went to bed. They stayed there another night, and about midday the next morning, police came to break the door down. When police asked Kim where her mother was, she simply said upstairs. And then 2 police officers went upstairs and found the dead bodies. The officer who was left downstairs with them asked, "What happened?" And Lucas looked this man dead in the eye and said, "Why don't you go up and see?" Throughout multiple sessions with different doctors, Kim and Lucas told the details of their crimes with a bit of disconnect. She was inappropriately upbeat, and he was incredibly laid back for a pair that killed 2 whole human beings. Kim told one of the doctors that everything must be wrong with her because she described the killings as a breeze and that she was glad. She also said that the fact that it happened quickly gave her peace of mind, that they didn't suffer too much. It was deducted that both Lucas and Kim had attachment issues and latched on to each other. No one else mattered or even existed while they were together. Yet, incredibly, Kim told one of the doctors following the double murder that she didn't think Lucas was the one, and their relationship ended in June. They were both found fit to stand trial. One of the doctors that interviewed them, Dr. Joseph, said that the killings were rational, logical, and cold, and that none of this would have ever happened if they weren't together. But they were fully capable of knowing right from wrong. Both teenagers were charged with 2 counts of murder. Both of them admit manslaughter but pled not guilty. In October 2017, a year after the crimes have been committed, Lucas pled guilty to the murders, and remained in custody awaiting his trial after his ex-girlfriend's trial. Prosecutor Peter Joyce QC tells the court that Kim knows that she is equally as responsible for the crimes, even though she wasn't the one to use the knives on her mother and little sister. They were both later convicted and are now spending 40 years in prison between them. This case definitely was something, wasn't it? So what do you guys think about this case? I really would like to know. I want to know your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions, all in the comment section. What do you guys think about Kim and Lucas's relationship and their characters as human beings? Do you guys think that they were born this way, or maybe their childhood just led in that direction? Here endeth a portion of my unholy word. We end it by saying, don't murder people, especially if it's your mom and sister. That's kind of rude, don't you think? Please remember, if you like this video, to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already.